Yo, dumelang, tabela, bisheni, molweni, ndani, njani, lekai, how are you, sanbanani? Ting, green juice, cheers to you today. Man, truth is, healing is never a destination, and I am learning that myself. For those of you who are going to join me, man, it's been a minute. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And during this time, my hope is to share information that can maybe affect your life in a positive way. Hey, what's the point of being negative? Negativity is depressing. So yeah, as you can see, the title of my message is Healing is a Journey. It never stops, it never ends, we only get better. But you get better when you are actually determined. I'm gonna heal, and I'm gonna look at all the areas of my life that need restoration, and I'm going to actually deal with them, you know? And what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing when I look around society, but how are afraid of actually confronting the areas of their lives where they need the most healing. I don't know why we do that, but we are afraid of confronting the areas of our lives that need the most healing. Ikari, we are afraid of what we will have to do to restore or to repair that area of our lives. Ikari, we are afraid, you know, but these areas are making us suffer. Many people are suffering because they're not willing to work on those specific areas of their lives. Some people suffer from anger, and it is destroying their lives. It is ruining the relationships everywhere they go. But that's the one area they don't want to deal with. That's the one area, like if you tell them we're not problem anger, they will fight with you. They don't want to believe. They don't want to acknowledge, even if there is actual evidence. So we are afraid of healing those areas of our lives that we know we need the most healing in. And why that is the case, I don't know. I really don't know. What I'm seeing is the areas of physical health. Well, some people choose to live with disease and then by the owner. My high blood pressure, my diabetes, my cancer, my cholesterol, by the owner. So Baba go fall in that regard. And it's crazy. Because about the way I the pain go on. But the something about themselves, they don't want to. Why is it that the area they need the most restoration? Why? Huh? Why? You know, some of us, we are unhappy with our lives. The journey, what we are doing with our lives, the way we spend our time, but we are too afraid of actually saying, damn, I'm tonight, enjoy. I want something else. And many people stay stuck in something they don't like. You know? They stay stuck in things they don't like. So I have come to the conclusion, suffer from lack of self-love. And this is why some people may say, Dimano Rator, I love myself, why tata. Hey, what's about why I keep saying that? Because you realize our suffer from lack of self-love. Many of us actually, the area we are not loving ourselves well. If you we are not loving ourselves well. Mutwa itata ne, mutwa itata. We talk physically, we talk emotionally, we talk mentally, we talk spiritually, and the environment mutwa itata. One more, this person is doing well in life. The cups, their cups are full. You can see this one. I know she's doing well or he's doing well. You can see them. they are wholesome people, you know, ba balanced. You know, ba kgona disagree le wena, ba kwana le wena, ba kgona amogela gore ba posho, and then ba kgona control the way ba jang, and then ba disciplined. You know, aba no dira anything kana kwe itseng. That they are very careful about the way ba share nako ya bona le dilo tse ba di dirang ka nako tsa bona. You know, they can say no. They can say no. They have time for themselves. They have time for their environment. You know, they are not too busy trying to please everyone and then living their own lives in a mess. They are not too busy trying to chase, you know, views and likes and public whatever. They are busy actually in their lives, working on their lives. They have healthy relationships. You know, and because they're balanced in life, generally they are doing well because they're sober. You know, they take responsibility over their lives. They don't play victim and blame. They are grateful people. You know, they are very grateful. And they are dreamers. They believe in the best in the world. About depressed. They are not thinking the past will always repeat, but optimistic. You know, future. They keep good people around them. You know, people who add value. Their influences, the things they listen to, the people they hang around, share information, direction, That's how you see that this person loves themselves. They don't abuse themselves. You know, they don't try and please everyone. Many of us suffer from these problems because are not self-love, are balanced. And largely, the way see, we were raised by people who raised us a certain way. Maybe as far as affection enough, attention enough, love enough. They didn't give you knowledge, guidance, time, whatever, resources. And they were toxic people. You know, those are the people who raised us. But now the issue. Usually, I think how to embrace ourselves and love ourselves because we were raised in an environment that never even promoted. You know? So, we are struggling today because we were never taught how to love ourselves. The person who is overweight and out of shape and rated the way they were never taught how to love themselves. When they were going through something, they didn't have another way, a healthy way to express whatever they were going through. So they got into the habit of eating, and maybe at home it was the habit. Maybe at home they didn't talk. So everybody just bottles it in. And one of the ways of dealing with things, people eat. You see? Lack of self-love. You see? Because when people love each other and badula more, they are able to sit down together and say, hey, listen, somebody I happy more, somebody who change your more, and we can all feel good emotional. But if when I let agitation, Kamala paying, things are not right, the energy is not right, there's a way in which that energy is going to express itself. And some people it's alcohol, some people it's attention, some people it's food, so it all stems from the fact that we were never taught how to love ourselves and then love our neighbor. So we struggle with ourselves and we struggle with relationships. So healing is acknowledging or I na shem agile bella omme ke abona gore ke eng se ke snang le sona ka baka la gore ke amona gore o jwang therefore o nthutile go ba ena. So whatever ke solang ka ena ora le nna ke na le yona. And if I identify it, then I need to do better and make sure gore na that area ke bereka. Wa mmona o papa ke mmona the way a leng ka ona. He gave me himself. So whatever ke solang ka ena, I have it. Because he taught me how to be him. So now I need to find a way to unlearn him, a bit of him in me. You see? And then you need to now come back and love yourself. And say, and then, see, this is what's difficult about loving yourself, is because now it's like, well, now it's already push. You know all the mistakes you made along the way. You know all those times where you failed yourself. You know how you really feel about yourself. Whatever, deep down, you're not so proud of yourself. You know? And so it's hard to love yourself because you know you disappoint yourself. You know you disappoint yourself. You disappoint yourself so many times that it is hard for you to forgive yourself. For all those things that you should have, could have, would have. When I did say, but Luchelo Robosuncho would be what do my would did like Pelo. Well, Kawakalaru, whatever, or a sort of pitisha more on the you are mad at yourself. We are angry at ourselves. And we don't know how to love ourselves because we see ourselves as the reason why. This is sharp. We blame our parents and we blame ourselves. So we can't love because we're busy rasol. You know? We're busy rasol. And so now, to be able to mold yourself or enjoy life, you need to go back to loving yourself. And that is acknowledging whatever again. I need to acknowledge but different to my parents, and they didn't have the hang-ups that my parents have. Yeah, my life would be better. If I had met the right people, the right environment, the right circumstances, the right books, the right influences, my life would be better. And you acknowledge, or you know what? Vele, you come from a deficit. Vele, dilosti atomagabo for ubile matata manchi. And then dilojeni ncha stata makam khongu nyaka. And wa mo ela gore ge nkebe go be go le kaone. Lo ena nke bo dirile kaone. You see? And then ke kana mo go thoma go itata kana mo go. Wa mo ela gore ka se go batla you did the best you could. Ka ra situation no to khoritseng o le ka ra yo. Wa kwa o dirile bokaone jo wena o ka gona go bodira go ya le ka seemo seo go tseng ka ra sona. Le batho ba ba neng ba le gare ga gago o dirile botoka jo wena o ka bo kgona. And therefore wa amogela gore no ge le gore mo ke leng gona is not the worst place gore a re nka thoma gana mo gape ka etso gape ka busantwe. You see? And so na mile ko gona go thoma go ithata wa amogela gore go ne le tshelo no ka se gona go di dira, and then wa thoma go dira tshelo wena wa bona gore ka gona go di dira. Na mile kana mo go o thoma go fola. You know, you start healing yourself and you start correcting yourself, and you say, now that I'm an adult, and the things that I did when I was younger that made me fail in life and not be happy, and I am not going to make those same mistakes anymore, accept those decisions anymore. I'm going to have a new mind, the new me, be happy, so that you can enjoy one, because that is the ultimate goal of life. Go be bose go ba wena o re go ya di kubo moshego be ya hloga go di mogam saben o re afu hleng wazifa hleng go go bosala hleng ga go babe hleng bophelo bo king ke a bona po botsenya ka mogo ke beng ke na gana gore botsenya ka ona hleng ga go ne molato banna ke go no re wala ka khotso moyeng wa ka wa bona lo go tsoga ka msgwano no go no tsoga gore ke leboga Ramasedi ga ntsošitše gape ga ke dire a ke tsoge ke dire tšeo ke tsebang gore ke swanetse gore ke di dire gore ke fihle mo ke nyakang go fihla gona mo bophelong jwa ka. Aha, that's how we begin loving ourselves. And you see, when we start healing, it will be knowledge it will guide down gore re hloka healing in what areas. And one of the most important keys, especially towards healing, is teachable. The ability to be teachable. It is going to be very critical. You cannot heal if you're not willing to learn. And if when you knew how to heal yourself, by now you would have done so. Okay? If by now you are not your healthy self, your best physical self, e genkebe wena bo khona gore wena o dire bophelo jwa bo be ka mogo bo tla go thabisang ka gona nkabe le hono go le jwalo mara go bontšha gore ga o gone That is why maphelo a rena a fetša eba ka mokgwa re sa nyakeng gore a be ka gona. Ka gore ka borena a re kgone go a bopa gore a be ka mokgwa re beng re duma gore a ka ba ka gona. Jwale ge o sa kgone amogela gore na ke kgonne go fitlha gana mo. Go tloga mo go ya pele ke sa kgona gore o kgone go thušega, gore ba kgone go šupetša tseleng ye kaone, gore o kgone go ba le lesedi leo tlo le hlokang go iphodiša. Because go ka se rutege a go ne le wa tlo go kgona go gola, because a go ne le wa tlo go diriša selo. Motho wa nang le matla go diriša ke wena, ene ge wena o ka se nyake go itiriša go ka se diragale selo ka nnete. Jwale knowledge e tlo ba bohlokwa ka matla. And I can tell you, as somebody who is experiencing what it's like to be with a woman who was raised by a single mother, you can see that if you were raised by a single mother, you need a lot of knowledge about being able to live with a man, particularly if you want to be a mother and build a home, and be a successful wife and mother. When you're already growing up, got disadvantage, you are not experiencing the rato la monna le mosadi. You're not seeing it. And the unfortunate thing is, you may even be told, you should protect yourself from men. And so you may grow up thinking you cannot trust a man. And then you may never, because of that, experience that you see other women experiencing, because they are in a space where they can love and receive from a man. But you see? So knowledge is above and beyond. Now you need to be aware that growing up in a single parent home in all the effects. And if you do not acknowledge that in all the effects, you'll keep blaming others for things you don't know. You can't heal what you don't have the knowledge to heal. To know what to heal, you need the knowledge first. You need the knowledge on what and how to heal that area. Well, being teachable is going to be very critical. And today, healthy is because I was willing to be teachable. Okay? I was willing to listen to Dr. Sebi when he said, remove the starch, remove the meat, remove the dairy, remove the flour, remove the bread. You know, I was willing. And even if I had challenges along the way, but I know that the truth is the truth because the truth works. And I tested the knowledge of Dr. Sebi and it worked. You see? So now I was able to heal myself because I was willing to be teachable, to receive knowledge. So many people, they don't chase knowledge because they don't realize that knowledge is where they are going to find that healing, the blueprint they need to their healing. So I hope you do that, you know, because on this journey of healing, knowledge is going to be the only thing that will give you a chance to win. Knowledge is the only thing, nothing else. So, and I think another thing is this that I'm learning now that I'm here in the village and I moved from the city. I get to easy or plant-based lifestyle 100% because and I grew some of the stuff, and some of the stuff I could find Food Lovers and Wellness Warehouse and you know all these places. So it was easy, Waba. Now I moved home and I moved into a house that fed me the very things that made me sick in the first place. Now you can imagine that this temptation was not here all along for a good couple of years. You know, now I come back and guess what? That stuff that I threw away and I don't want to be anywhere close to is right here in my kitchen with me every single day. You know, it's right here smelling like it used to smell. And my subconscious mind remembers, you know, so now I'm fighting a new war where my environment is almost like an enemy to me. You see? So sometimes you're not fighting a physical war. Sometimes you're not fighting a spiritual war, but you are actually fighting a physical war, because the environment is so conducive towards your healing journey is going to take long, and it's going to be delayed, and it's a little bit longer than you are supposed to, simply because you are in the wrong environment. You know, environment. It has been my biggest challenge since Kibuwa out there. My biggest challenge. Because you see, for me, the will to live healthy is strong. I don't question or do I want to live this lifestyle? No, I'm like, Kefedij. Now, others can still debate whether or not they are going to live this plant-based lifestyle, alkaline, taking herbs. Like, they can decide. Na Kefedij. Akisane lomo mogopolo. No, I know now that I will never leave from this. This is the way for me. But my environment still creates a challenge for me. Because when I am hungry and I look around, guess what? I keep wanting all of those things that I used to love that make me healthy. Now I am finding all the wrong things. You know? And so sometimes that could be you. Maybe when you're dealing with a different environment to mine. Maybe when it's your working environment. Maybe it's your home with your husband or your wife. You know? Like, it's not nice. It's not fun. And so your environment is unhealthy to you. And is contributing towards making you. And you know, one thing I've realized. Once you feel sharp emotionally, it's going to translate into a physical problem. And this is why healing is only holistic. You know, like whatever emotion you don't deal with, it is going to become a physical thing. Utlobale tumor, utlobale cancer, like wherever the energy is blocked, wherever that energy is stored, you're saying more. You know, because every time you think that thought, those signals are sent to that specific place, and more damage gets happen. It happens to that organ or to that area of the body. So your environment towards your healing journey. You know? And for me, I can tell you that my environment has been part of the reason why I have not been able to flourish in my healing journey. That my environment has actually created more challenges for me since I came back here. You know, it has. And it is because I can't change the people that I stay with. But I could change myself and change my environment. But now that I'm in the same environment, I cannot change the people that I am in the same environment with. So two things are either going to happen. Number one, they say you either change your environment or your environment will change you. You know? So whether you change your environment in the sense that I change the food in the house, which is what I've been doing since Kifika. I have been like, out my belly in. No more canola oil and sunflower. Now we're using grapeseed. That's why now we're no longer using iodated. You know, so slowly I'm changing all these things in the house. Of course, I can't change everything, you know, but I'm changing some. So at least I am working on fixing my environment. Yeah? My question to you is now when environment to be healthy. You're trying to deal with anger issues. You know, constantly saying negative things to you, hurtful things to you. And you're trying to heal. You're reading the word, you know, you're talking to this person and you're writing in your journal about all the things anymore. And one of those things is the fact that now you want to feel good and you don't want to keep holding on to negative energy and anger. But yet environment, you know, so you either change your environment or your environment is going to change you. One of the two things are going to happen. I hope you can change your environment. I hope that you can work on it and improve it if you are not able to move physically from it. And if you want to move physically away from environment, then move. Move. Because the problem is, as long as you feel a certain way in your body, eventually it will be a physical problem. So your thoughts literally are going to make you sick physically. So you're going to have to work on your environment, some of you. You know, that's the journey you are on, environment. I'm working on mine. I hope, Luena, you're doing something to work on your own environment, you know? You're improving your environment. You're changing your food. Because another thing is this. Those of you who suffer from physical ailments, know that it is coming from an emotional issue that you're not dealing with in your life. There is something that happened in your life that you're not dealing with, and you're constantly thinking and feeling it, and then a response, a physical response. Every energy manifests, right? Every energy manifests, whether it's negative or positive, whether it's critical or it's uplifting. Mara, every energy manifests. So the question is now, what type of thoughts are you thinking, and how are they affecting you? And then on top of that, how are they manifesting physically in your body? Some people, body energy, they will tell you when you are suffering from a certain type of emotional issue just by seeing the type of problem that we experience and physical. So prostate cancer. How are you doing in this area of your life? Are you able to communicate with her? No, actually I struggle. But yeah, that is the energy. It's blocked here, you know. And so wherever we don't deal with, whatever we have as an emotional issue, it manifests physically. Beware. Most of our physical ailments, I don't something physical per se. The fact that we have internal emotional and mental issues that we are not dealing with, and mentally and emotionally, they are manifesting. Okay? Those negative thoughts, those fears, those worries, physically on the body. So sometimes it's not that you need healing for the body per se, although of course Usunjo Rouge is right, but it is that we need healing of the mind and the emotions. You know, some of us are suffering from that, mind and emotions. And I would believe that they are department, but I believe that mental issues are mostly because of lack of knowledge on how to deal with whatever problem you will encounter. Lack of knowledge is the reason why you have an emotional and physical issue. Because I believe originally a problem in my life, and then I have the right knowledge to resolve it, then emotionally I will feel a certain way. And because of that, I will not then violate the energy in the body by introducing negative energy constantly. But I believe that a solution, I begin to worry, and when I begin to worry, that worry is energy. That energy is stored in me physically. And then feel like that all the time because I'm thinking like that all the time. Then you will suffer physical health. Okay, you will suffer from something physical. It's simply because why? You don't have knowledge to resolve your issues. Oh my gosh. The healing we need, the healing we require is deeper than we think. It is deeper than we think. And some of our healing is rooted in our identity. You know? You suffer a lot because then you are a people pleaser. You suffer too much because you are a people pleaser. Because you are not centered in who you are. I saw you about fam. I was over Unyakang and I know Rana Reba to Baru Twin. Remontuaro Chela Silo, Waru Nyaka Silo Wena, say long or Rabbits out Yago Munela or Wena Yakor Sibesa Whips Negason. Wena Ochava go mo lemosha motho gore no nka se kgone go go fa ntho ba ke nyake go go fa yona ntwe. And whether what the tlhaloso ra o tlhalose is up to you, but at least ema godimo ga se sengwe go e nyaka wa e nyaka o sa we nyaka we nyaka. And go monela go sa monela o monela a o ne nayo o ne nayo a sa nyaka o monela o nayo o sa na le tšhelete go na le bana ba geno ba go founela ke nyaka tšhelete war ge le gore o nayo wena o nyaka o monela mogane. Those are your standards, your values, you have your reasons. Mara o se neele batho dilo wa tla fetša wena jwa lo sa file ga botse o bo ba neele tša mafelelo. Some of you like that abuse, and that is what we say, lack of self-love. Kore wa te abuse, wa te kuna o bo te kwatela gore gabotse wa ke fa ba bangwe nna ke šala ke sokola. Ke mang a go gapeleditšeng? You don't love yourself. You don't know who you are. Internally, I also you are firm and strong in your identity. So now you are a people pleaser. And probably job from the fact that when you were young, no matter what you did, they never validated you. So no validation because from the time of Salon, so you're always saying, Papa, hey, and then Nakishala say, hey, I'm still trying to please people. You're an adult and you're still living like you're still trying to get validation from your parents. I saw you so what the abuse. You know, what the situation or about when I feel like you're about user. No, actually you are using yourself. They are just helping you. They're just showing you how much of yourself you actually use. I don't know. You know? So, and Rogana is like what Chaba Ukusha Mutomo. You see what we do? So how can you say we love ourselves? When we do this to ourselves, and then you're so unhappy with yourself, you're so depressed, you're so angry. You see? Lack of self-love. So because we don't have a strong rooted identity, so nobody ever validated you. We had parents who died young. When you're a boy, it is said, or without a father, sometimes as a boy, you could not have, there's a potentiality that you might not have an identity and then you become a weak man. You know? You don't have a sense of self. You don't have anybody actually acknowledging you. Oh, yeah, yeah, sharp. Yeah, sure, boy. You know, you feel good about yourself. You never had that. So now you don't know how you truly feel about yourself. You don't have that true self-confidence. There's a lot of doubt. And so you carry yourself like that. You manifesting your thoughts. Your life is becoming the reality that you're creating in your mind. You know, whatever you think and feel about yourself is becoming your reality. So everywhere you go, you don't feel powerful. You know, this decision just to weaken you, to drain you. And I think this is why, especially if it is tied so heavily to our sexuality. You know, that is why I feel like the more women I have, the more powerful I am. You know, but you feel weak inside. So weak inside yourself that without women, you don't feel like you are truly you. You feel like something's wrong. I don't have a woman. Oh my gosh. Desperate to have a woman. And then you start watching these YouTube videos of guys who just go around. Share. Like every girl. You're like, damn, bro. I want to every day. Seeking validation. You haven't loved yourself, Joe. You know, and this is why, like, when you begin healing yourself, you don't chase women. You don't chase women. When you start loving yourself, you don't chase women. No, even if it means sex, like no sex for 5 months, 6 months, a whole year, sharp. But I'm not gonna chase. I'm not gonna go out here looking weak desperate trying to get somebody to love me because I can't love myself. And therefore, I need somebody to make me feel good. And if they don't make me feel good, I don't feel good about myself all by myself. So therefore, I need to go out there and find somebody to make me feel good. And then, is it nice or reject you, Amar? Is rejection nice? You don't mind meeting this girl, she blows you. You really, and then you call them, they don't pick up the. How does that make you feel, Joe? How is that self-love? How is that loving yourself when you expose yourself to just being humiliated by so many women who probably don't even deserve your time and energy, some of them. But because you don't feel so good, you don't have a strong core, you don't have a strong knowledge of self and love for self, you abuse yourself. You hurt yourself using women. And you say, these women don't love me. Just like these guys who commit suicide. You're like, we play la motho mongwe. Or yena o rata, na wena wa itata or se wa snit up. You see the problem? People think or rata ke motho mongwe is more valuable than actually loving yourself. We have so much value in being loved by others and no value at all in loving ourselves. We are sick, man. We are sick. We think being loved by another person will make us feel whole. O gona go rata a dula mo wa feel empty. Ana emptiness e o e feel a dule mo o feel empty o ne nae. O ngore kere o go o kare le rato le la le gona. Yeah, cause le galo empty mos. And you are just trying to find something to make you feel good because you don't feel good all by yourself. You know? So I say, hey man, no. The journey to healing is a long journey. But as you become aware of the area just enjoy the bereka in your life, you get better and you start loving yourself a little bit more and more, and you start taking better care of yourself, and you start feeling a little bit better about yourself. And the results that you produce are going to be good results. Results that make you feel good about yourself. But you must be willing to acknowledge the areas of your life where you have been damaged, traumatized, where you need healing and restoration. Acquire the knowledge and begin working on those areas to improve so that you can heal yourself and come back to your full self. Okay? Arabajwa swana, rabajwa, mara arabajwa swana. Wangwa, baba mbabajwa physically bane malwetsi ya mme. Baba mbabajwa mentally bane malwetsi ya mogopolo. Baba mbabajwa emotionally. Wa mona motshwantsho gore le bileng ke o tsene ke le fofunyana. Wa mona re energy is completely off. Baba mbabajwa spiritual. Aba settle moyeng. Re abajwa ka mka rena, mara re bajwa differently. And re bajwa different levels. Baba mbabajwa too much. Baba mbabajwa a little bit. Okay? Some they are doing well, you know, they are doing okay. They are well put together. Rabaduma. Barakata, bar inspire. Araba level rabona batho ba ileng gore karata go ba bona. Ooh, I like how she handled herself there. Ooh, I like the emotional intelligence that she's displayed over there. I like the way this person manages their money. Oh, I like the way the person builds a healthy relationship. There are people around us who inspire us. We're like, wow, motho wa khona go idira ntwe. You know, we are all on a journey. We are all on a journey. You need to recognize the areas you need to work on and begin healing yourself. You see, I used to have issues mentally with anger and the wrong information and programming that was wrong. I started learning the right information from 2012. It has changed my life forever. Personal development, reading books, spirituality, healing, emotional intelligence, all these areas, mind, finance, business. I started reprogramming my mind, giving myself new information so that the mind that I used to have that created the life that I produce, I had to let that garbage go. I realized this mind is polluted. I can't function with this mind. This mind is garbage. Look at the results that this mind has produced. I became honest with myself. Many people are honest with themselves. That's why they can't change their lives. You can't change what you don't acknowledge is a problem. Now I looked at my life and I said, this is a mess. You see? I said, this is a mess. I'm not going to live like this forever. How did I even get here? And when I began to trace my steps, I realized it's because I didn't have the right knowledge. I didn't have the right guidance. I didn't have the right influences. So I changed the knowledge, I changed the guidance, and I changed the influences. And they've been producing, and I've been producing different results ever since. I was at a job. I was unhappy. I was a bit depressed. I was angry. I didn't know what I wanted. Now I know what I want. You know, I'm free. I don't have that job anymore. I have my own business that I run. And I just launched an app. I would never be doing the things that I'm doing today if I never changed my mind. Never be. And another thing, I would probably still be very angry if I never did the work on my emotions. If I never fixed the feelings inside of my body. If I never acquired the knowledge on how to let go of energy that you don't want to anymore. Some of you, you have energy stored in you, and that energy is anger, it is fear, it is worry, and you've been carrying that energy since you know that person. You know, somebody who makes you feel anxious. Somebody who fell up at what point? Just being around that person gets your energy feeling weird. And if you got to feel somebody who energy amuhuto, it offset the app is Moving Parcels. Right? Moving Parcels. There's two apps, one for users, one for drivers. You can set it up in your community and you can work with business owners who send parcels to near and far villages. And you guys can send the parcels using the app and you can make money. And you can formalize a delivery solution in your village with your business owners. And we can take delivery away from the big multinational companies and we can bring it to the common men and women like you and me. Talk about Uber Yadi Parcela. This is what Moving Parcels is. Moving Parcels ki Uber Yadi Parcela. We have taken the delivery of parcels away from the big courier companies and we have given it to the common men and women. In any community, in any village, especially rural villages. Today, with Moving Parcels, you simply get registered as a business, you book your parcels, and drivers who are registered in your communities, those parcels placed, they can pick them up and drop them off along their way. Yeah. Yeah, so have you ever stayed with somebody who made you anxious? Energy off all the time. If you stay with that person all the time, or have you ever stayed in a violent environment? Violence. Can you imagine the type of feelings that you feel most of the time being in that environment? And if you feel those feelings for many years, do you understand how hard it is going to be for you to offset those feelings and get rid of them out of your body? It was spani. So that's what we need. We need healing in these areas of our lives. Because this is indeed a journey. And if you take it on, you can fix your life. You can fix your life. And your life can get better. And you can feel good emotionally. And you can feel good physically. You know? I think for me, the next area that I began working on, and I'm not saying I'm perfect in these areas. In fact, no, I'm still working on myself. The area that I started working on was when my physical body broke down. Because I began to realize mentally I have a problem. I started working on my mind. I realized I need to get rid of these emotions. And I started cleansing my heart from anger and all those negative emotions. The next area while I was busy doing that is I got sick physically. I got sick and I realized, I need to get rid of stuff here too to protect the physical body, because years and years of wrong eating, wrong thinking and feeling has eventually manifested physically, and now my body is breaking down because of all that stored energy and the trauma so eventually I had to learn how to heal myself physically. So I don't know where you are. I don't know whether you are physically or if you are, I can tell you with the right knowledge you're gonna fall. And I don't care or by that ailment or disease. Malwetse a ne maina ne maina ke sekgowa ra kwana maina ke sekgowa bolwetse no ba o wa bajwa that's it wa bajwa wa o bajwa go ra re go ne dilo tšo di tsentšitšeng ka motša go se tšea gabotse that's it gore ba re keng bolwetse jo seo se bohlokwa ko re na o bajwisha keng wa ntse re tseba gore so wena o ja magoba mashwe o ja marotho wena o rata dipizza le dikouku alright le eng gape cheese au wa banna le maswi okay yeah and phela o tšela swikiri ka teng ya no awa no re a bona re bothata ke magolo yeah no ta re le feng ya o tšholliša ngere e tla koloba ka malaki re le tšeng ya go draina system ya mmele ka moka ga yona re le feng ya madi re le feng ya maswafo and then re boneng gore na ge re ka tšhentšha le dijo tše ke ra di fa disoponyana le di-smoothie wa bona le di-juicy le ditee tše tša rena ra bona rena o ka se fola awa man o no fola wa tseba o no fola ntle le gore ba re leina keng o no fola wa ba mnate with the right knowledge. So I wish you a wonderful journey of healing. I wish you a wonderful journey of restoration. And you know, we have a funny way of manifesting our fears. Indeed, it is crazy how we manifest our fears. So I wish you love so that you can manifest love. Okay? So that life will be a reflection of what you actually want. Because I know what it's like to manifest your fears. It is not nice at all. But you can start where you are and start changing your thoughts so you can manifest your dreams, your goals, your love, your heart. And you can manifest a healthy body with a healthy mind and healthy emotions. You know? And you can manifest a wonderful partner. Affordile moyeng wa se the angle issue. And I believe that until we do the work on ourselves, we will not get the things that we want, because we get what we deserve. Batho ba bantši ba nyaka dilo tše dintšhe na ba di hwetše and a ba tsebe gore why ba sa di hwetše ba di hwetše goba a re di hwetše because a re di deserve wa kwa a re hwetše dilo tše re di nyakang mo lefaseng ka baka la gore a re di deserve. That's why re se natšo. Bottom line. And o ka no mara wo ha o ntšhinga re o deserve tša gagwe wena a o deserve tša gagwe wena. No matter gore o naganang ka another person and le gane le tša gagwe wena a o deserve tša gagwe. Ge nka bo di deserve e be di tla be di šetše di le mo mara go bontšha gore a o di deserve. That's why o sena le tšona. Because you get what you deserve. Whatever you work for, that's what life will give you. Whatever you earn, life will give you that. So if you don't have the things that you want in life, and if life is not the way that you want, it's because you don't deserve it. And so you're going to have to deserve the things that you want. And deserving means you cannot pretend. You either are or you're not. Either you're serious about deserving those things or you're not. Bottom line. I wish you the best in everything we did. Thank you for your time. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, family. I wish you a wonderful journey of healing. And I know that it is not a destination, but I hope that along this way, you can start feeling good about yourself. And you can watch your life get better and better and better in your finances, in your mind, in your emotions. And you can watch your physical body transform and become the best version of yourself. Kay tata family. And let not wish our Luena we tight. Tobe.